Oh, okay. Apparently I can't walk today. Happy fall, everyone. It is the best time of the year, and today I am coming to you to give you some book recommendations for fall. Fall is the perfect time to just curl up in a blanket, get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or a latte, whatever you want, and just read a good book. Light some candles. It's a wonderful time. So today I'm going to be recommending books that I think give off a fall vibe-ish, and so stay tuned for that. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, tea, pumpkin spice latte as we go through this book pile. This first book. This book kind of gives a spooky vibe. It's not scary, but I don't know if it's black and white pictures in it. It just gives me a spooky vibe. There's actually one picture in here that scared the crap out of me when I read this book.
Nope.
That book is Miss Pettigrew's Home for Peculiar Children. Like, there are some like really creepy photos in this book. Kind of gives you a creepy vibe in this book. So we have our main character Jacob, and he finds this island, a place called Miss Pettigrew's Home for Peculiar Children. And as he's entering into this, he finds out, yeah, there's something not right here. And it's such a good book, you won't be able to put it down. I highly recommend this book if you haven't already read it. The next book I recommend, fall is the perfect time to mysteries, and that is Stalking Jack the Ripper. I love this series. Some books more than others, but I love this series, and this book is perfect to read during fall because it's a perfect balance of romance and mystery, and it will honestly keep you guessing. It takes place with this main character named Audrey Rose and the guy named Thomas Cresswell, and they tried to solve the Jack the Ripper murders, and it is such a good book. She's in forensic science, like, she is so cool, and honestly you will love this book. Just go read. Don't even go into knowing kind of ways, just dive right into it. The next book, this one will give you creepy fall Halloween-like vibes. It is an adult fiction, and there are some pretty heavy topics in this book, so it might not be for if you are a little younger, but it's such a good book that if you are able to read it, I highly recommend it. And that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So this book is so good. We have this character, her name is Galaxy, but we call her Alex, and she goes to Yale, and she knows she's not really supposed to be at Yale, but she's in Yale because of what we call the houses. There's like these 9 different houses, and they all have their certain purposes, and then you have this main house, and they kind of keep all the houses in general. And I'm trying not to say too much because I don't want to spoil it. She gets to Yale, and she starts to realize that there's just a lot deeper going on. The book actually is interesting because it starts off like after the event happens, and then it starts back at the beginning, and it's such a good book. And there's some really sketchy stuff happening in this book, and it's slow. I'll admit, it is slow to get into a little, but once you get into it, you won't be able to put it down. I highly recommend this book. Next book I plan to read, I think you should read, Vicious by V. Schwab. Again, awesome book. It's about these 2 people. They were once college roommates, best friends, and they're like scientists, like super smart, and they start to kind of experiment in things that probably should not be experimented with. And they try to experiment with these superhuman type stuff, and then it starts to get a little further than they plan to. And it's such a good book. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but there's the anti-hero and the fake hero. It's such a good book. You should read it. It's creepy, it's vibey. I don't know how else to describe it, but you should definitely read this book. It will definitely give you those like spooky type vibes. Next book, and this is a classic staple for Halloween. Any of the Harry Potter books in the series is perfect, and I don't think I need to explain much about it. You know what's already in these books, and light a candle, read the book. I'm not even gonna explain it. You know what these are about. Next book has nothing to do with fall. Absolutely nothing, but I got fall vibes from it. I don't know if I read it during fall, if that's why, or it just gives you fall vibes. That is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Go read it. I love this book. This was honestly one of my favorite books of 2019. I literally forgot I was reading a book when I was reading this. It's about 2 sisters named Scarlet and Tella, and this book is taken from Scarlet's perspective as she and her sister go to this mysterious island of legends, and Scarlet participates in the game of Caraval, and it's just so good. You will not be able to put it down. I loved it. I cried. It was wonderful. Just go read it. It just gives you so much, I think, fall-y vibe. I don't know why, it just doesn't. Maybe it's the mysteriousness of it all, but go read this book. The next book is, like I said, not really fall, but it has a mystery, kind of will give you that, ooh, what's gonna happen next vibe, and that is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I love this book. I have a book talk about it. If you read this book already and you want to discuss it, go check that video out and we can talk about it in the comments below. But I loved this book. It's about our main character. Her name is Cassie, and she has like these abilities. They're not like superpowers, but she has like these heightened abilities. So she joins this this program with the FBI, and she's in this program with people that are kind of just like her with these heightened abilities, and they solve cold cases. It's such a good book. Go read it. Next book. Now, you could do the original, or you could also read this new version of it. That book is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. This book was really good. It's really interesting seeing the reimagining of Frankenstein. You know the story of Frankenstein, but it's really interesting seeing it from not only a different perspective, but kind of just having a twisted ending, and it's like, ah, wow, that's actually kind of cool. I really like this book. It gave a different perspective, and I'm not gonna say too much because you already know what the story of Frankenstein is, but highly recommend this book. Another book that gives you like folly kind of type vibes, and it's not a scary book either, but that is Six of Crows. I love this book. You just gotta go read it. It's about these groups of people and they pull off this heist. It's such a good book. Even this gives you a vibe, and just go read it. It's so good. Another book I think is perfect for fall, and this actually kind of takes place during fall. First part of the book takes place in fall, and that's Fangirl. Such a good book. We have our main character Kat, and she's a freshman in college, and the whole book is just her trying to find her way through that crazy freshman year, and it's such a good book. It gives you the warm fuzzy feelings. You just gotta go read it. You'll relate to her, especially if you are a freshman in college. I mean, I know I did. And then my last book, and this is a book I read this year, and this will give you the creepy vibes. Like, you'll just start reading it and you just get sucked into the story so much you don't even realize you're reading it anymore. That is Mexican Gothic. And it's such a good book, and I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about because you just gotta go into it. I'll give you one hint. It's about a mysterious house and creepiness, and just go in head first, read this. Don't even read the back, just go read it because you will not regret reading this book. It's so good. Anyways, those are my fall book recommendations. I hope you enjoyed them. Write down in the comments below books that you might recommend for fall. I would be happy to read them as well. Thank you for watching. Bye!